And what's up, everybody? This is None Defense, host of this YouTube channel, and of course the co-leader of the team, Still Unboomable. I'm with our real leader, Miss Boom Bitch Angie, who's not available at the moment, and of course our other leaders, Mr. Bronsoon, Nick Hill, and of course our real life officers. That is our HB. Where are they? It's HB, Titan, and Bone currently. Just a quick touch on that. The people that we promote to officers and leaders are people that we specifically trust to run the notes. HB and Titan, though they're certainly not the tactical wizards by any means, but they have worked in our system for a while and spent a lot of time talking with us privately, and they really understand our system. And so absolutely, if no one else was available to watch the chat, I would certainly trust those two. Bone, funny quick story, he actually got promoted to officer by accident. We were swapping some players out, and Angie left to go somewhere else, and we forgot to promote one of our accounts to leader, and I guess Bone by default became the leader, and he was nice enough to give us our jobs back, but he was in a prime position for a mutiny there, just saying. But he did give us our jobs back. Thank you, Bone. And as our way of saying thank you, we just let him continue to be an officer, but he never chats, so it's kind of a meaningless position. Anyway, so this video is specifically a part of our Still Unboomable campaign, or excuse me, the Booming Without Borders campaign, and that's where we go to other teams and we do our best to just give them good, solid information about how to improve their communication, how to sift through the guys. And it's not the advice that I'm giving is not for every team, guys. There's plenty of teams out there who would just assume do the easy ops, click attack, and see what happens, and they're happy with that, and that's fine. There's plenty of those teams out there. That's why whenever I'm going to these teams, I'm asking specifically, are you the kind of team, do you want to be one of those teams? And if your answer, if enough people are like, yeah, we'd love to be that kind of team, that's when I invest my time. That's when I invest my time into you guys, into your people, because you show me that you want it. You know what I mean? And it makes it a pleasure and a privilege to work with you and just give you all the best information that I have available. And it's, and I didn't make everything up, a lot of this stuff was taught to me by some other great players that I've worked with. Anyway, so yesterday, when we first came over here, we did, remember, quick recap, we did Sour Grapes. I brought a lot of our big accounts over, including None Defense, and just some of the other big ones you're familiar with, Willow, Bartholomew, such as. And we brought them over, and we knocked out Sour Grapes, and I just showed them, see, we can do hard ops, and it was listed as hard. Just because we brought our bigs over, it was still listed as hard. But we showed them how we could do it, and we did the math, we just knew if we could just go ahead and quickly knock out X number of other bases, then the rest of the team, all they would have to do is just point and click, and they'll accidentally win. And sure enough, it worked. So yesterday we started a training op, and that's more precise. That's more about just teaching the guys how to improve. So the video that we posted about our last op, I went through and it just gave lots of tips, lots of advice. I probably, whined a little bit more than I should have, but that's how it goes when you're doing critiquing. Excuse me. So now I've talked to the guys. They seem to have enjoyed the video. They seem to have enjoyed, picked up the tips. So I was like, all right, now we're going to do a training op, and I'm going to show you how we train. So this is how we train on Still Unboomable. We will start an operation, and we will designate certain bases, specific troops. And this is not just, we're not trying to be, dictators and say, oh, you have to do it our way. We just, when we need certain situations done, we need to be able to know that certain guys can achieve certain goals. That's it. It's like just finding, and all you need is just people who are willing to learn how to do it. Like, that's it. That's it. Everything's easy once you're willing to take the time to learn it. Like, one of these guys, I forget who it was it Vance, who said he's a teacher in real life? I guarantee he knows that the students that walk through the door that are wanting to learn the subject are just going to absorb it right away, and it's not even going to be hard. But the ones who walk in, no, I'm just going to, well, yeah, there's nothing you can do with those guys, man. And if you want to, be a high-level task force, yeah, I'm sorry, it sounds mean, but you're going to have to weed those guys out. They don't fit into a good system. They just don't. Unless your system is just a strange system, whatever. Anyway, if your system is no system, then those players are just fine, I suppose. Anyway, so we did a training op on tension, and we sent Captain C in. The goal here was specifically to use warriors to remove these rockets, this rocket, and this doom cannon. Now, if I was attacking this for real and having to budget the attacks and make sure that we didn't spend too many attacks on any one base, I wouldn't have even sent. No, I would have went this way. We would have just worked on this side, so it would have been a little bit easier. But again, this was training, so I just needed to show the guys that warriors can make quick work of rockets. Like, if you know how to get them on them, like, they can make very short work of rockets. That was pretty good, Captain C. You'll definitely want to work on what you want to do in this situation. Let's say you could go back and do this again. You're the very first attack. I don't know what your gunboat situation is, but let's assume you have plenty, okay? What I would do is I'm going to drop all my troops right here, and I'm going to flare to this power cell, right? Smoke. I'm going to flare to this power cell, smoke, right? And then I'm going to flare to this rocket, smoke, and I'm dropping my smoke. Then as soon as the smoke runs out, shock, and that shock will get the doom cannon and all these mortars. I'm doing shock, that takes care of the machine guns, and I'm going to get this. So again, I don't know your gunboat situation, but assuming you had enough to smoke to that rocket and get 3 shocks off, then that would have been how you do it. So, but if you don't have the gunboat, you don't have the gunboat. You'll get it in time, but when you get it, that's how you would do it. Okay, so that was on tension, so we'll stick to tension. So this was Big Daddy. He bravely took on the warrior challenge. Let's see how he did. Okay, he gets it a little bit better. He's flaring the target. Okay, good job. Great job, Big Daddy. Nice. Nice. Ah, yes, that was beautiful, Big Daddy. Excellent work. Excellent work. You see that? Like, Big Daddy, if you're on my team, as of right now, you're officially our warrior. Just based on what I saw. Like, when we need a warrior, I'm calling Big Daddy's name. Like, just based on what I saw. Captain C, you'll want to keep working, keep training, but Big Daddy, I think you kind of got the idea. Okay, so that was on tension. Vance, he took the warrior challenge. Then this was not a super complicated attack, but he knew what he had to do. I love the single artillery. Didn't waste a barrage to get rid of all that. Just the single shot was plenty. This is thinking time. He's going to go smoke, smoke, smoke. Okay, pretty close, pretty close. Pretty close. Good job, Vance. I mean, you'll keep on iron out those details. Shock, shock. Nice flare, shock, shock. Okay, well, I guess he didn't have enough for a shock. If you had enough for a shock, I would have wanted to see a shock, shock right there. Again, I don't know all your gunboat numbers, and it really doesn't matter, but a shock is a warrior's very good friend. Warriors love a good shock. But this was a good attack, and you went over here, started eating some gunboat, kind of got that to go. So all in all, very good. But definitely you want to utilize more shock, Vance. Good attack, use more shock. That is what a warrior needs. On warrior runs, I'll ask my guys, don't even waste a bomb when you're a warrior. You need to shock. Like, let the hookahs, let the tankers, let the riflemen, let them do the bomb work. We need warriors on precision shocking. But good job. Great job, Vance. Thank you so much, guys, for allowing me to come over and run this training op and, just giving my honest opinion on it. Let's see. So it was tension. Okay, so Normandy, if I have to call you out, this was a warrior base unless I opened it. Oh, that's right. We opened it up free-for-all. So that's right. Good job. I remember now. So you're fine. I'm not calling you. That was an accident. This was great. If I have to be critical, I think you should have been able to get the win here. I love Grenadiers when the right situation occurs. You know what I mean? I don't feel like this was a great grenade situation. I'm definitely asking. We really only have really only one guy on our entire team of 50-man roster of all the accounts that we have. There's only one guy on our team that is our certified grenadier, because we don't need them that often, but when we do need them, it's nice to have one in our back pocket, because usually one's enough. If you're going to need grenades, you're really only going to need one if you do it right. So Bone is our guy who runs grenades. I feel like this was, again, not a wasted shot, because it sounds so mean. I just feel like if you'd have went ahead and just even swapped a little hookah here, you'd have got the win. Saved yourself the attack. And you might say, oh, well, I weakened it for the next guy. It was, yeah, but what if you were like the last attack? Weakening it for the next guy if you're the last attack isn't really doing anybody any favors, you know. So that's why I went ahead and sent in Grublet, and just to finish it, just so nobody else wasted an attack. And I even said in chat, now we're going to find out who's reading the notes, you know, because that matters as you're trying to build your team into what you want it to be. You know, knowing who's reading the notes, who's just paying, like I kept saying in chat, we've got to know who's paying attention. You know, because even if you make a mistake, as long as you're paying attention, then we can work with you. You know, we can coach you. We can discuss things with you. So that was Tension. Great job, Warriors. Thank you so much for working with us and playing along. Alright, so now we're going to go to... okay, there's Boss's attack. You are a good dude. I was thinking about Boss earlier, and I couldn't remember if he was solid or if he wasn't. Just the fact that he tried tells me he's solid. Tells me he's like awesome guy. Thank you so much, Boss. So it doesn't matter if he did it wrong. He'll learn that. He'll learn the technique in time, and I'm going to talk you right through it. So here's what I'm doing. Just you kind of have to use your imagination with me. And again, I don't know your gunboat situation, right? Okay. You're going to flare here. Okay. You flare here, and then these are your Zukas. So flare, Zuka, 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 Zuka. You'll have to get good at this, so you want to keep your boats kind of close together. But you're going Zuka, 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 Zuka. And you're doing this just as one Zuka gets off the boat and takes a left or a right towards the flare. It just depends on which way you're heading. In this case, we're flaring left. As soon as the one boat, Hazuka, gets off the boat and turns right, that's when you want to drop the next boat, or turns left. And then as soon as she drops the next one, or then drop. Okay, we're getting there. But keep in mind, there's a laser here. So what I was asking guys specifically to do was to deal with this laser. So that being said, when I should have said at the very beginning, you're going to smoke. Okay, so that gives your Zukas enough cover for you to do the flare. So it's smoke, flare, Zuka, 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 Zuka. It's stressful, guys. It's stressful to do it right because its timing is so critical. So take the time that you need to get good at it before you depend on it. But make sure you're working at getting good at it, because the sooner you learn this stuff, the sooner you can start sneaking and exploiting all kind of back doors on bases. So anyway, wow, I've stared at this pause screen for a while. Alright, so we're smoke, flare, Zuka, 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 smoke, flare, smoke, shock when the smoke runs out. So now your Zuka should be right here, then shock. Okay, so that's how I would have achieved the task of destroying that laser. You know, I can't show you without showing you, but that, you know, I hope that kind of helped. I feel like I wasted a lot of time on that, but you definitely got the idea, like you understood what you were trying to achieve. You know, but if you went with my smoke, flare, Zuka, 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 flare, smoke, right, and then let the smoke run out, and then shock, then I think you could have got this in one run. Somebody had a really solid run, but boss, again, you're trying, which means you're going to learn it. Like, as long as you're willing to try to learn it, then dude, you're going to get it. So keep doing it. Absolutely. Don't give up. Like, even if you have 7, 8, 9, 10 fails in a row, just keep practicing it, because once you get good at it, man, you're unstoppable. Beat player bases with all Zookas. It can be done. It totally can be done. I do it all the time just to prove that it can be done. It's fun. I mean, yeah, you lose a lot of troops, but whatever. You just won with all Zookas, man. So Connor Murphy. Oh, God. Connor Murphy got fired for this attack, so I really don't even need to show it. Everybody was supposed to be Zukian over here. He went Hookah Medic over there. Yeah, and so he was fired. I didn't kick him. I will not go to a Booming Without Borders team and kick anybody. I swear I won't. I will be honest and tell you who would have qualified for kicking. Savage Island, he got kicked, I believe. I think he actually came back. Did he come back? Somebody came back. But yeah, so he wasn't supposed to do this. Like, I don't know what was happening. It was supposed to be all Zookas. When we're doing training, guys, training matters. Okay, Nicholas, you're a really, fairly tough guy. If memory serves, like, you use the Zooka parts to, you kind of like, it's like you kind of did right, but at the same time you kind of did wrong. You see what I'm saying? Had you just been what you were supposed to be here, then you're definitely going to finish the goal. But again, you're so close to being right, so it's only a matter of just dialing in your technique. When you need to be all Zooka, be all Zooka. The riflemen will only confuse things, and I love riflemen. I can do so many amazing things with riflemen, but for player bases, I love a good Ruka. Don't get me wrong, it's fun. It's a great, interesting way to beat bases. But for operations, these precision attacks, I want to kind of just, all Zookas is plenty. Trust me. When you're going all Zookas, be all Zookas. I don't know what I'm trying to say other than just be Zookas. But you got to pass. Nobody kicked you for that, even though you didn't technically go all Zookas. But you got the idea, and you did very well. So again, I'm not saying you can't run Ruka. Whatever you want. It's your team. I don't care. Champ got kicked for this, so not going to really show that, but well, whatever. So, and I mean, I guess if you're watching the chat when I'm sitting there, I'm just like, yep, kick him, kick him, kick him. It's not. I'm not trying to be that guy. I'm just saying, like, if you have 20 guys and 15 of them all agree on the same thing, and then these other 5 just keep pissing in everybody's Cheerios, what do you got to do? What do we do in that situation? You'll remove the 5 guys from the 15, and then the 15 will be better, stronger, because they at least all agree on the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a team thing. So that was Distortion. I believe, yeah, we then opened Distortion up to free-for-all. So we'll go ahead and watch, who is this? E-Genius? So let's just judge him based on the merit. I definitely want to drop my Zookas first. See, or, excuse me, those are riflemen? Sorry. No, it's just I thought he was going in with a good troop, not this. So, it happens. You see what's happening? The riflemen are standing just too close to the heavies. These need to be just, when you're going to be hook, and again, I'm not, and you say, oh, well, I beat player bases with it all the time. I hear that all the time, but please get that out of your head, because that's not operation. Operation is its own unique ball game. So you can't try to be everything in operation. You need to be one thing. You need to know your objective, achieve it. If he had been just pure hookah here, then he would have cleared like all the way up to here. But with all that mixture, he was just losing riflemen right away. It's like, that was kind of pointless. So definitely, I love riflemen. If you want to be an all rifle user, man, I can give you some great demonstrations on how to use rifle. But when you're going to be Zooka, be Zooka. Alrighty. Or when you're going to be hookah, be hookah. So this was Burst King. Even though we had opened it up free for all, he had already loaded up some Zookas, so he decided, you know what, I'm just that kind of ballsy, and he is. Good job, Burst King. Love the smoke there, pretty good. I mean, definitely want to work on the timing. Shot. Alright. Good job, good job. Okay. Beautiful. So shot. Okay, well that'll work. Now, one thing, if I'm going to be critical, is we need to be bombing the shock launcher. Okay, it's called team artillery, and it works. And that means every attack, everybody who attack, just dedicate. On our team, we have a pretty high level team, so we ask everyone to, when we do team artillery, that means 2 barrage, 2 artillery. For a lower level team, or especially particularly a lower level player who doesn't have tons of GBE, let him get away with 1 barrage, 1 artillery. You know what I mean? But typically, when I say team artillery, it's 2 barrage, 2 artillery, and that even Grublet, my level 1 landing craft account, has enough with no GBE boost, just a pure level 15 gunboat. He has enough for 2 barrage and 2 artillery, and still enough for 2 flares. So almost anybody can do it. Okie dokie. Oh, but anyway, that term team artillery, I'm going to be using it on tomorrow's operation, guys. I'm not going to say bomb this. I'm going to say team artillery, SL, left of HQ, right? So that's how you're going to know everybody needs to throw 2 barrage, 2 artillery, or 1 barrage and 1 artillery if you're gunboat, if you're in the lower gunboat realm. And you know what you can do. But make sure you save enough to flare your guys. Like, that causes issue from time to time, I'm afraid. Okay, so this was Berry Troubles. Again, we're in free-for-all mode at this point. But I'm asking for team artillery on the SL. That's what the note said. Drop your Zukas over here, drop your heavies over here, flare here. Wrong. Okay. Berry Troubles, good effort, but you didn't read the notes. I'm not firing you today, but you didn't read the notes, okay? So let's pay attention, because the notes clearly called for bomb work over here. See, there you go. You got around to it. Good job. I believe it also said a drop right sneak around. That term is very important, because that means I need you to be moving your position and your troops over here, because here is where you're more likely going to find the win. You're kind of just wasting your troops right here. You know what I mean? So it's okay. And when it's all said and done, it's fine. It's okay. But a drop right sneak around means, or excuse me, a drop left sneak around means drop our troops over here, flare here, you know, and then, you know, get up here. That's what a drop right, or excuse me, drop whatever direction sneak around means. We're trying to get our terms more universal, so that way everybody can understand the same term. So when we say, as a little misflare, so when everybody hears the same thing, we all think the same thing. So we say drop right sneak around, that means everybody in your mind, you just can picture, okay, so I'm dropping my troops, I'm flaring the corner to the hard right, I'm probably going to have to smoke past something, and I'm just going to focus on getting my position. That's what drop right sneak around means. It means drop right, sneak around, get in position. Okay, Real Tree Life. Now, as I recall, he did fairly well. Let's see how that went. Again, so the note said drop right or drop left sneak around. I'm pretty sure, if I'm wrong, I didn't get a screenshot. I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure I asked for a drop right sneak around. Drop left. Oh, hi, Angie.
Hi.
She's been here for a little while. She just wasn't here at the beginning of the video to say, hi, everybody. Okay, so anyway, let's speed this up. Drop your Zukas over here. It's a good habit. I promise. It is a great habit. See that? Boom. Had you dropped your Zukas first, and your heavies here, and then flared, your Zukas wouldn't have been here to get eaten by all these mines. Okay? So that I don't say that just so I can control everything. I say that because to keep your troops alive. You should want to keep your troops alive. I think you should keep your troops alive. Everybody on the team agrees keeping troops alive does matter. So drop your... Okay, we're going in heavy rifle. You know, and it's like I see this every time. And in an operation, I've seen it work well against player bases. You know, but in an operation, it's pretty easy to see the flaw. You know, look at that. And then you flared. Oh, that flare. Oh, that flare hurts my heart every time. Every time. you know, I mean, in the end, you know, just from overwhelming it, you know, you did some damage, you did some stuff, but maybe you just got your riflemen out of there, or just did all riflemen, because, you know, I love all riflemen, you can do a lot with it, but just they don't mix as well as you guys think they mix. You know, it just, they don't. The numbers show that a well-run hookah in certain situations can be more effective versus a well-run all rifleman. But when you're mixing the two, it's just there's too many speeds going on there. There's too many health issues going on there. It's just, no, in operation, be hookah, be rifle, don't be both, please. And then Viper went in and took the easy win. Great job, Viper. Nothing fancy here. I definitely would have still flared over here. I don't like that flare. That's going to cost you one day, that flare. Good job, good job. So, if I have to be critical, I'm dropping here, dropping my Zookas first, flaring here, flaring here, flaring here, get your guys in position, shock. So, there you go. Anyway, but either way, you found the win. Great job, everybody. Mountain Dew, it was an absolute pleasure hanging out with you and doing this training operation with you. So tomorrow, I'm going to start the operation for you at the same time that I did yesterday. It's roughly 5 a.m. my time. And we're going to be doing powder keg, which is currently listed as normal. Okay? But we're going to get through it. And it's going to be fine. We're going to just get right on through it, and I'm not bringing over a bunch of big heavy accounts, and we're going to just beat powder keg, and it won't even be that big of an issue. Y'all almost got the intel. I barely even helped you at all with intel. Guys, this has been your victory. And so, alright, well, I want to go ahead and just wrap this video up and say thank you so much, Mountain Dew, for allowing me to come hang out with you. If you are a player that's looking for a team that's just getting ready to take off, to really start, you know, climbing to the next level, which is when they're really fun to be a part of the process, then I suggest you look up the team hashtag 20ULP9GG. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. Please remember that we are still unboomable, and as always, be safe.